Greetings everyone, Emulacrum here, with the second trailer for the game Grand Theft Auto 6 being made public and making new waves in the gaming community. Together with the announcement of the delay, I wanted to explore a bit some claims I heard being thrown around. Some people complained that the game is quote-unquote woke, so it seems only right to take a step back and check the materials provided to us up until this moment. For copyright reasons, unfortunately I will not play audio from the trailers, but I will be showing footage so that we can check it together. To avoid harassment, I will not show usernames or YouTube accounts, but I might show screenshots for reference, such as this. Without further ado, let's dive in.
In a shocking turn of events, the highly anticipated GTA 6 is shaping up to be a prime example of excessive wokeness in the gaming industry. Recent leaks suggest that the game is going to extraordinary lengths to cater to the overly sensitive ideas of the modern players, and it's anything but good for those of us who appreciate the base nature of the Grand Theft Auto series. Firstly, GTA 6 introduces a pronoun system, supposedly to make all players feel comfortable. This move reeks of pandering to the politically correct crowd. Gamers should be able to enjoy a game without being burdened by a pronoun choice. We're here to play, not to be constantly reminded of the social justice agenda. Most of us already deal with this daily in the corporate world. They've also included a trans character. It's becoming painfully clear that this inclusion is driven by a desire to check boxes rather than to enrich the narrative. It's like they're using characters as tokens to gain approval, which is just plain insulting to the gaming community. The main protagonist, a Latino woman, is now referred to as Latinx. This absurd linguistic concoction is forced political correctness at its worst. Why mess with a perfectly fine and widely accepted term like Latino? It's unnecessary and irritating. Worse yet, the game is heavily censored to avoid offending modern players. The beauty of GTA was its willingness to push boundaries and challenge players to confront uncomfortable themes. Now, it seems like they're more interested in playing it safe in a safe space than delivering a truly immersive experience.
That was quite the post, right? Here's the deal, I want to look back and check if there's any signs from the trailers and materials shown by Rockstar that this new installment of the GTA series is woke. But we have an issue. Were I to take into account leaks, we would be left with many doubts. Especially since you have those arguing the game was going to be super woke and would try to not punch down on marginalized groups because of the leaks going around the time of the first trailer, while now, you have those claiming that the game has been delayed a whole year because the devs are cutting away the woke elements. The point is, rather than just scrambling for uncertain answers, I would rather look at what we have right now, May 20th, 25, that is factual. This means looking at the screenshots and trailers themselves. Still, if any person is in doubt, the words of Jason himself from the beginning of the second trailer can be interpreted as a statement by Rockstar. A statement where they say, let's set the record straight. Let us start with the quote-unquote controversial protagonist, Lucia, the Bonnie in GTA 6 story. Since most of the comments about her looks went out during the time the first trailer came out, I'll stick to that. I went ahead and cut out only the parts where she is shown. Let's have a look. Initial complaints were about her looks, but I have to say, even in the first trailer which, while still stunning, is less polished than the second one, she already looks very attractive. This has me thinking that complaints about her looks were either based solely on the leaks without even glancing at the trailer, or blown way out of proportion as, sadly, often happens online. Here are some looks from the second trailer, which seems to have quelled some worries about wokeness. You can clearly see that she looks practically the same as the first trailer. Sure, some shots may have her look a bit wilder, but nobody looks hot or sexy 100% of the time. I quite like that we get to see her living the nightlife, or robbing banks, but also we see her doing mundane tasks like community service or training. Same as we do also for Jason, this story's Clyde. We can see him fixing stuff, buying beer, lifting, but also bitch slapping store owners. Another thing that comes to mind is the possibility to change characters' physical appearance in a manner that doesn't stop at clothing and hairstyles like GTA 5 but also allows for players to have the characters attain certain body types by doing certain actions like training, as we have seen, in a manner similar to GTA San Andreas. While this is uncertain at this time, just comparing some screenshots and videos of Jason allows us to see that at times he appears to be more ripped. This bears the question, if we are allowed to make these kinds of changes, how far will the game allow us to go? Are we limited to training or overeating just like San Andreas? Or are we even allowed to do things like chest implants and BBLs? Another point of contention might have been other characters' appearance. The first thing that we see is that the game will feature a wider variety of body types even for NPCs and random pedestrians. It remains to be seen how that will affect their behaviors. For example, are fat NPCs slower when running away or seen consuming larger amounts of unhealthy foods? Or will it just be something cosmetic with no effect besides the variety of looks? Besides this, most of the NPCs shown in the trailers seem to be very, very attractive. This is regardless of race or activity, with some more unique ones shown performing various actions. Overall, just from what we have in the trailers and the screenshots provided by Rockstar, we can see nothing woke in this game. I would still not be overtly hyped because it would not be the first case of developers portraying the game as not woke, but from these materials alone, I think it's fair to claim that there is no cause for concern. Now, regarding the delay to next year, there are some rumors that the game might have been delayed to remove woke elements as, I also think it's fair to say that, there has been a clear trend where games that tried to shove wokeness overtly and to the detriment of the experience, have failed spectacularly, even when said games were from franchises that were pretty well established in the gaming community. I personally don't feel that is the case, but again, I also don't trust the leaks that were going around the time the first trailer came out. In my opinion, the cause for the delay might have more to do with the metaverse vision they have for the multiplayer component of the game, together with polishing and optimization. Given that there were articles about how Rockstar has a vision for the game to be a whole metaverse, very close to the vision that also Fortnite is trying to implement, I think that the devs are currently involved in a tremendous battle against testing all the elements that would allow for the kind of experience they want to provide. Still, given the huge budget that has been sunk into the game and that will keep growing by the time of its release, by the time of this video, more than $2 billion, I honestly have no idea what are they working on, or the sheer scale of what they want to provide to players. I think that seeing this metaverse come out will be, potentially, even more interesting than the game itself. Last but not least, let's discuss something a bit more speculative. Players have been throwing around so many opinions about what is going to be in the game. Will it one-sidedly make fun of certain groups while leaving others alone because of current outrage culture? Or will it make fun of everyone equally without holding its punches? This is something that remains to be seen. All that is possible to say right now is that the game looks extremely promising in what the single-player experience seems to offer. As for the multiplayer, be it Project Rome or just the same multiplayer as GTA 5 with another coat of paint and more microtransactions, remains to be seen. I'm basing some of my opinions on the idea that the multiplayer component will launch not too far away from the single player's release date, but I am already fully prepared to be proven wrong when next year comes. Lastly, some claim that the GTA games have always been woke. To these people I respond with a harsh, no. The GTA games have been progressive and have tried to portray characters that satirize all manners of people but without the fear to delve into stereotypes and without the fear to apply that same degree of humorous critique to groups that nowadays, according to some people on social media, should be untouchable. There's a clear difference between games like Mass Effect, Spec Ops The Line or Baldur's Gate 3 and Dustborn or Dragon Age The Veilguard. Some games go ahead and entertain but manage to make the players think about new perspectives or realities that they just never even conceived. Others attempt to preach and in doing so turn away the uninterested and bore those that already agree with what they want to promote. Remember, the games that fail do so because not even those they try to appeal to end up supporting them. Still, GTA might just be too big to fail. And that's about it. To sum it all up, the game doesn't look woke and the complaints seem to have been blown way out of proportion. At the same time, there are concerns because the AAA industry, in recent years, has been completely unpredictable with games like the Saints Row remake that made changes nobody asked for, or games like Veilguard that felt that blood magic was too dark for the IP. My stance is something like this guy. Do not let something like a character from a different gender deter you from enjoying what seems, emphasis on seems, to be an absolute great time. Still, unlike this guy, take my advice and temper your expectations. Most of all, do not pre-order, rather take some time. If you can't wait, take at least 3 or 4 days to allow content to come out and opinions to flow. Dodge the spoilers and see if the game is what you expected and something you wish to financially support, or if you'd rather wait for it to be fixed or be sold at a higher discount, or not buy at all if it has things you really don't like. And this is really it. I thank you all for lending me your ears, and I hope my words had a modicum of sense to them. As usual, you will find all info about the articles and the music used in the video in the description, and if you liked the video enough, consider leaving a like, subscribing or writing a few kind words in the comments. Any combination of the three is fine. I thank you all again, and I will see you next time. Peace.